Welcome back to the LEC Season Finals. We're in a series that almost technically qualifies you for Worlds. Technically it does not. If you win this, you are guaranteed minimum 4th seed, which will mean that you get to go to Korea, that you get to play against NA's 4th seed Golden Guardians. And then if you win that best of 5, you're at Worlds. But, you know, close enough as far as I am concerned. So high pressure, high stakes here, because the alternative is you go home and we do not see you until the start of next year. So as we enter Game 2, XL hopefully aren't feeling the weight too much here, but it is time to shape up or get knocked out.
It does feel a little bit heartbreaking as well that it's like one of these Cinderella stories is ending, because we saw this insane turnaround for both XL and Fnatic coming into summer, and now you're looking at, well, one of these is going to move on, but the other one is completely out of the equation.
I mean, if you look back at winter and spring for both these teams, XL 16.7% win rate, Fnatic sitting around 33%. I want to say, and the immediate turnaround for both of these teams in summer to make it as far, to make it here was incredible, but the fact that they have to play against each other is almost tragic. We're not going to get to see 2 of these Cinderella stories reach their conclusion. For now, though, a lot of the bands remaining similar.
Cinderella,
There's only one Cinderella, baby.
The slipper only fits one foot.
Loser turns into a pumpkin, maybe? I don't know how it works, but it is high stakes, high pressure. The Xayah this time will be banned away. Otherwise, things are mostly the same here.
Rell still up. Will XL prioritize it? Will we see Taliyah jungle?
Problem is, you could immediately just go Ivern, Jayce. Yeah. Jayce looked really good last game.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that champion, the Humanoid, has played really, really well.
Well, so interestingly, in Europe, Jayce kind of fell down in priority a lot. It's only Fnatic that's kind of said, no, we still think it's really good.
I mean, that's the thing. He's like 7 games on it. Like up until the last one, he had 2/3 of those were wins. He's now only increased that. So I mean, it's been pretty damn good. So I mean, Drakos on point. Jayce, Ivern immediately locked in.
I just read the champions that won from the previous game, and I say they're probably going to pick those again. Dagda, my 5-hit strat. Zeri would be an interesting one. Obviously, champion that has fell off in so many ways since her inception, but still powerful overall. Prone to those big Zeri moments.
Sejuani angle. Or what are you cooking at, Peach?
Could also...
I would love a bit of Mumu.
A Mumu support. Rell jungle. The flex.
Flex.
Does it matter, though, which one you're landing against? Does it really change that much?
No. Oh, good.
Sejuani. Okay. And to be fair, when we look at XL's early success in summer, a lot of it was putting Peach on this style of champions.
Or Maokai.
Yeah, or Maokai. Even if individually he performs, his stats at least look a lot better when he plays something like Lee Sin. For the team, I think it's always been the right choice. But against the Ivern, when it went so poorly in the previous game, it does feel a bit rough.
Yeah, I'm curious if they want to take the Alistar here. Yeah, it is going to be the Alistar and just leave the AD carry out, because I think you've still got options, right? I mean, Barra is still pretty strong, and Ezreal is still there. You've still got things like the Vedius, a lot of other stuff, Sivir as well in the equation. So I think it's the right call here, just saying, hey, look, we're going to take it easy. And you can still go for, I mean, if the Kai'Sa gets banned, the same kind of poke if you want to go towards an Ezreal or something along those likes as well.
Well, Fnatic right now can look to ban out mid laners that they consider problematic, and Taliyah will be one of them. What else are they thinking? Maybe a Nico ban? Perhaps they want to get rid of Azir. Azir Zeri is something we see a lot of. Abbedagge, of course, when they made that meteoric rise throughout the regular season, it was Abbedagge getting Azir, and everyone was like, why do you keep winning? And he's like, because they keep leaving Azir open.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Fnatic chose to remove that as XL take away the Poppy. Makes a lot of sense into, well, the cavalry that XL have drafted for themselves.
Might be called out, though. How much are Fnatic worried about that particular champion? Again, team fighting power. Pretty strong already on the side of XL. A second hyperscaling carry threat would be strong, but Fnatic respecting it will take it away.
So now, if XL, well, I mean, they're thinking about top laners, right? Do they consider Ornn still problematic? Do they instead want to remove one of the AD carries? Earlier you talked about things like Ezreal. Maybe they want to get rid of another poke champion. Of course, Kai'Sa's still up. Maybe they thought that was problematic and they want to remove that. You got to think about what supports might be good with Alistar, and maybe you can narrow that pool as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be... Okay, this is going to be Ornn. I thought they'd get rid of the Kai'Sa, because I feel like Kai'Sa just fits so well into it. And you still get counterpick here for Oscarinin. And you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, where essentially you can just go back to the exact same composition as Fnatic here, if you want to. I'm trying to figure out, like, what could Abbedagge bring into the mid lane that could try and counteract this? And the only thing that springs to mind is like the Xerath we saw yesterday, where it's like maybe you get a bit of poke, but it looks like they are just going to go for some that's a bit more hard engage and try and set up the team a bit
Good
more.
ol' Ahri.
It really feels like Excel are pretty consistently sticking to trying to snowball in the mid game. The Ahri further foreshadowing that. The Gnar locked in now for Odoamne. Again, a safe blind pick has opted away from the Kai'Sa. Question now is, what does Oscar want to go for? Can still play the Jayce if he so chooses. But after that game 1 performance, maybe wanting to put him on something can really take it home in the late game. Jax will be a champion that can have that impact. Instead, he might take the Kai'Sa, as I just talk about every hover over. So we'll see how he does with this champion in his hands.
I guess they wanted a little bit more of a front line. When you think about Alistar going in, someone that can like pair alongside him, create a little bit of chaos inside the team fight does make sense. Once again though, Fnatic, a lot of their damage is going to come from the poke, and once the poke is set in, then they're going to look for an engage. They have good scaling once more. XL, the responsibility kind of falls on Abbedagge this time to run around the map, look for picks, work with Peach to find opportunities. In the past, when they did have the Ahri Sejuani combo, they were good at attacking mid, they were good at roaming down towards bot, but they need to make these plays happen. Otherwise, Fnatic is just going to run away with it again.
It does feel a bit one and done though for XL, where it's like, hey look, can we get Patrik ahead? Cool, big thumbs up. If not, well, crap, where the hell is the rest of our damage coming from? Because, I mean, we've seen Odo have these insane Gnar performances in the past, right? Where he has put in massive amount of legwork to make the compositions work, but realistically, you can't hard rely on this with a composition like Fnatic have.
The biggest difference, I'll say, is that Sejuani alone is not enough engaged to deal with poke compositions.
Sure.
Rell does change that a lot. Her ability to find fights, whether it be on the flank, whether it be front to back, can be devastating for poke compositions to deal with. So at least XL should have more options when setting up for things like Drakes, Heralds, and Barons.
Certainly more follow-up as well with a champion like Zeri and Ahri instead of the Taliyah and Xayah. Let's see what game 2 looks like for both these squads as we get into it. XL versus Fnatic.
Drakos?
Yes. Stay true to my lane.
What?
What were you gonna say? No? Oh, okay.
I was not.
Hashtag stay true to my lane?
Is this telling people to not fill?
Yes. He is very aware. Please stop trying new champions in solo queue, you feeders. Oh, there's a initial engage. It's not going so hot, though! First blood. And you can see there that Fnatic thought that they had caught Excel in their trap, but it was in fact Fnatic, and specifically Razork, who was trapped.
This never would have happened if they just stayed to the lanes.
True. The hashtag was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Foreshadowing.
Wow. All right, well, XL get first blood. I wish I could break more down for you, but the reality is
Razork goes over the wall. He doesn't come back over the wall.
Yeah. What's it? I was thinking of the egg Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall. Do you know that rhyme?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he couldn't get back up over the wall. You know
I mean, all the King's horses and all the King's men did watch him go over that wall. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they even tried to put him back together.
They did not.
They took the L on that one and moved on.
Yeah.
Someone, it's Darwinism, you know. Humpty Dumpty wasn't meant to make it. It's now bottom side of the map has been pivotal, of course, across both times these teams have played. This time it feels like Excel have a few more tools in their belt to get things going. A little less reliant on maybe some more of the early game control that Xayah could bring, but I'm really curious about Trymbi on this Alistar. Overall 60% win rate.
Oh, right. I completely blanked for a second because I'm so used to seeing this matchup the other way around.
Yeah.
Limit on
Alistar.
Trymbi on the Rell, right?
Sun connects, a bit more poke. Not going to get the follow-up there, but so far, again, relatively quiet lane phase after the first blood. Kill going over to Gnar is going to feel great there. That extra longsword in the laning phase help Odoamne take over even more with the range advantage.
It does feel, though, like for XL, you want to try and get a little bit more accustomed to aggression in the early stages, like trying to see if you can get Abbedagge and Peach linking up. You can actually see Peach starting to move in towards this mid lane, but just to make sure that Abbedagge can get the push in. But I think once you hit 6 on Abbedagge, this is where you need to pop off realistically. Has the electrocute, you're looking to try and pick off people in the early stages and make sure that you can snowball this, because otherwise, Fnatic, you get to the late game, they're just going to do the exact same as the last one.
And I think you can see already that Humanoid a bit more cautious in the laning phase. doesn't immediately have a tier and a Cole. Of course, doesn't have that money yet, so we'll see if he still wants to go for the scaling option, but it's a bit more of a risky prospect against a champion as proactive as the Ahri. Patrik and Limit keeping control of the bottom lane for now. And of course, this is a big series in a lot of ways, and I think one of the main reasons, for many Fnatic fans at least, is the history, again, of this organization. Worlds, 10 out of 12 appearances. 2016 was the last time that they missed, and this roster, at the start of the year, you were like, no way in hell. Now, the miracles happen. They've made it this far, and they're one series away, and everything essentially hinges on these next 2 to 4 games.
I mean, especially when you look at the amount of changes that have come through on the roster, right? You look at the fact that they've changed out, like, we started off with Rooks, we started off with Reckless, we had Advian, like, they even changed out, like, Crusher in the jungle as well. There was in the coaching staff, like, there was a huge amount of changes that came through this Fnatic roster. And we saw a very similar story on the opposite side for XL. And it feels like Fnatic are now getting the better of XL in this one again in the mid lane.
Abbedagge, the charm, the flash out to safety. Is it going to be enough movement speed coming in for the W? Humanoid taking a little bit of damage here, but a nice sidestep on the back half means he will survive. Razork taking down the kill there.
In game 1, he wasn't able to find much early impact, but in game 2, Abbedagge had to wave in a bit of an awkward state. Razork saw a window. He committed the flash to apply the slow, exactly what he did last game, to try and force some summoner spells out from Patrik in the bot lane. And then once the flash was burned, it was an easy chase down for Humanoid. Of course, Abbedagge is so close to getting a trade back. Humanoid was exceptionally low. Fortunately for Abbedagge, it was not quite enough. And Fnatic, just like that, equalized the kills.
Yep, starting strong after that first blood win against them. Matching back now down on the bottom side of the map. And it's interesting, Dagda, that you bring up all the roster changes because it's kind of the same story for XL. The difference is they don't have the organizational history, but they've gone through just as much this year to get to where they are. Monumental split in summer, not a monumental all-in on the bottom side. There is Limit getting absolutely smacked down. Trymbi just flashes away from that CC, makes it look easy.
I mean, really nice job from Trymbi there. You have to walk away from that one. And I mean, the fact that you've got Trymbi going up against Odoamne here, Trymbi and Odo, the last 2 defending champions, when you keep your eyes back all the way to summer of last year where they were able to pick up that title, and now going up against each other, they got to find out who's going to keep going as Abbedagge finds Humanoid.
Charm connects, but it's just not stopping the all-in there. Each on the way forward here. Shield now coming out. The knockback is clean. Humanoid looking for the sidestep, a bit more damage, and Abbedagge will get it. Back half of the REQ there, finishing the job.
Yeah, nice trade back from the XL mid lane. They really need these kills, and they really need Abbedagge to be finding them. We talked a lot about how once he hits this 6, he needs to be unlocked on the map, especially after Noah and Trymbi just found themselves a 2v2 kill. XL will secure their first strike of the game once more, keeping up with the trend of this series. The gold is pretty much even. Are Fnatic going to look to contest this? Of course, they don't have Noah with push in the bot lane. Ahri's already making her way down from mid. Would be a very big gamble.
A bit tricky. Ahri hovering in the darkness is going to stop the play for now. Noah also out of mana means the angle is just not good. Again, we're seeing a game where Drake starts for XL. Feels very similar to game 1.
It does give the control over the bot lane, though, to Noah. He's able to get that freeze, which means that you've actually got Patrik and Limit to have to stick around. So has unlocked Trymbi to try and get some sort of roam off. Will it just give Humanoid a bit of time on the mid lane turn? I'm not sure if he'll be able to get a play off of that one, but I mean, at least even if Fnatic aren't able to contest the Dragon, it's actually giving them a little bit of control on the map, the fact that they just showed their faces in that bottom lane.
Now, however, level 6s have come through. Peach getting closer and closer to his. That's where we really need to see some of the proactivity coming in for XL that was kind of direly missing in the previous game outside of around those major objectives. Infinite long swords for Humanoid. He is not planning on selling them later. He is not looted from the bodies. He's bought them himself. He's just working towards the dust plate. No Cole this time.
Yeah, at least he'll be nice and won't like slip them into someone else's inventory so they're not watching and they suddenly become encumbered or something like that. Like, because that'd be really frustrating.
That's not even a mechanic in this game. He can't do that, which is lucky for him. Because he would be very sad if you just suddenly got very slowed down.
If someone said, hold my lost chapter for a sec, he'd be like, what?
Fair, I wouldn't mind.
Man, funnel strategy just took on a whole new level.
Yeah, imagine if you could, oh god, funneling would come back. You know that, right?
Instantly. Instantly. The worst strategy we've ever seen. Now though, Odoamne keeping pressure up, gonna get some vision control around Herald. Key that Fnatic were able to take that scuttle for at least a bit of vision around the area, but you can see an Ivern waiting in the darkness, making his home on the bottom side of the map, as we've come to get used to with this Fnatic lineup. And mini Fnatic lineups, actually, playing around the bottom side.
They just need a Shen, and it's like looking at 2015 Fnatic all over again.
I was going to say. Trymbi's just shouting, can we fight here? They can invade.
Oh, but Abbedagge knows this. He's suspicious.
Here comes Trymbi. Headbutt pull, immediately going to find... No! The dash! The timing! If he'd just been a little bit closer, Abbedagge surely would have gone down there, or at least gotten locked up, lost a bit more health, but now has to try to get aggressive here. Not having the ult for the next fight could be big, so instead just trying to force an aggressive trade onto Humanoid, but Humanoid's going to get this wave in anyway.
And it does open up then a lot of plays on this bottom side, although Razork forced a flash.
Ulti flashed away. Trymbi now immediately going to re-engage. No, on the backside, untouched for now. Patrik continuing to step forward. The Zeri doing so much damage. Another kill on the bottom side. Patrik continues to step up. Noah getting lower and lower. The chain lightning hitting through the minions. Poking. Oh, not quite able to finish the job, but Peach lingering in the jungle, lingering in the darkness.
One of the big differences we're seeing for XL is Peach is not getting punished. When we look back to the success of XL's early game, a lot of it comes from their jungler. He's great at finding some of these early picks. It's not about finding multiple, but he is very good at finding a single pick bot, a single pick mid, and here he's able to turn this around. He's the one that initiates the play onto Razork, thinks that he's caught out of position, throws the ultimate out, forces the flash. Then Trymbi says, you know what, we can re-engage this. But he ends up taking so much damage, Noah can't really trade that back because Limit is able to create space. And there's not really a lot that Razork can do either, so in the 3v3, XL just have more damage. And now XL's in a much stronger position in this early game because Peach isn't getting caught out. He's not getting attacked. He's having the freedom to be involved, and 3 out of 3 kills have come off of his plays.
Yeah, you can even see as well now, they've got Patrik who's able to move up to cover this mid wave for Abbedagge, so Peach able to start up Rift Herald as well, so they're a little bit better set up on the map to actually go for some of these early objectives as well. We'll get a reset though, where I think Patrik will have to move down to this bot lane, or maybe they're actually just going to send Abbedagge, who has the TP up in a moment, so may actually be XL looking to make a quick play on towards the mid-turn, but as I say that, yeah, Patrik just going to roam back to the bot side.
Objective who can get the smite down. Peach will secure the Herald. Not going to lose any plates for that one either. Definitely feeling good for the side of XL. And credit to XL, they're doing fantastically here in the early game. Cole's about to finish for Patrik. He's already ahead in terms of completion on the static, so bot lane pressure is easy for him. And right now, smooth sailing for the XL lineup. Odoamne and Patrik leading the gold, as you can see on the side of your screen. Makes a lot of the next steps in this one, especially with the Herald, pretty simple for XL.
Well, now we're just looking at XL transition this small lead into something bigger. The dragon spawning soon, with the Herald available. XL are the ones with all the options here. Fnatic will be forced to respond. Their poke isn't really online yet. You already talked about the static shiv, Drakos. Patrik about to tick over to level 8. Abbedagge level 9. Peach with the Sunfire. XL's in a fantastic position. They just need to keep this pressure up.
That's why I think you can see Fnatic trying to see if they can move into River, get vision down, look for a pick before XL can move in. Abbedagge's already cleared out mid wave. They're first onto the bot wave as well, so they should be able to shove in and then immediately start up this dragon. And just unfortunately for them, there's nowhere really they can get a foothold in at the moment. So it looks like XL, at least for them, should be able to get this dragon, although I think they need Abbedagge to actually push in mid before they can fully commit to it.
XL. They're just going to fish here. Noah's going to be in trouble. The pullback already there. The immediate follow-up. Noah now just going to ult out to safety. Can they turn the dive? Limit tanking beautifully to make sure that no punish can come through. On the top side, though, Odoamne going for the all-in. Not going to give Oscar the chance to fire back here.
It's a huge amount used by XL on the bottom side of the map, though. You got the Peach ultimate. You've also got Limit's ultimate out of it. So, honestly, I don't think they can really fight for the Dragon unless they start it right now, which looks like they are going to go for it. But you still got a lot that could come out from the likes of Humanoid. But it looks like Fnatic don't want to try and over-contest.
No cleanse, no ult. Still lingering under the tower means it's so difficult now for Fnatic to fire back, even if they have some of those tools. Odoamne just continuing to take away plates, and this is a lot more of what we saw when they met in the summer finals. These early game dominance plays from XL, building the gold lead, snowballing out cleanly across the map. Good recovery after what was a dismal game one.
Herald doesn't quite go over the wall, but it will still do its job. More gold being funneled into Patrik, setting him up for success. This gold lead is going to get bigger. This is what we wanted to see from XL. They're utilizing this Herald to keep the pace of the game up. 3K now is the gold advantage in their favor. And now they start to look towards future objectives. Of course, they can rotate the bot lane towards mid if they want, send Abbedagge off to a side. He can kind of catch waves. and then they can use that pressure mid to actually start threatening top, secure a couple more plates. As they drop in about a minute's time, then they can actually look to secure that top tower, maybe even threaten to dive onto Oscarinin. Looks like
Calls
Fnatic
coming
is
out.
for a fight.
Go. The charm interrupts the flash immediately. The knock-him now coming through. Razork looking to follow up. Humanoid trailing behind a little bit, but Limit gonna flash out to safety. 2 more dashes left for Abbedagge. Peach on the backside. Noah coming in as well, but Odoamne, the Mega Gnar, moments away. Is he gonna find the angle? It's 4 coming in, finding the connection. A perfect ult to kick things off. Humanoid desperate to get one back, and he will for now. Unstoppable is Oscar as he manages to pull back in the fight. Razork still on the backside, but Fnatic have lost all their carries. They've lost their damage. It is Oscar versus the world, and this is not game 1. He will not find his penta here. Razork running, Odoamne finishing the kills. Dominance from Excel.
Massive TP from Odoamne there, managing to get that 4-man whack into the wall and set up beautifully then for Patrik, who's just free hitting this entire time. It's a nice call from Fnatic being like, hey, maybe we can pick Abbedagge off, but not expecting Limit to come through for Abbedagge to actually get into a position where he can buy space, and then Odo immediate TP into the back line that sets up beautifully here for Patrik.
Fantastic ultimate from Odo. They get the pick onto Noah. Razork trying to provide what utility they can, and they realize there's no way we disengage from this, so Humanoid goes back in to try and get something back, but they just can't. They don't quite have the damage. Limit plays on the very edge, and then Odoamne cleans the fight up. 5 dead on the side of Fnatic. And
When is the
Odoamne,
last time you saw Gnar outdamage a Zeri? I know it's early in the game. I know she's got 1 item, but that's cathartic.
I mean, it's the Odoamne comfort pick, right? This is the pick that he popped off with the last time that they played up against each other.
And I gotta say, when you have a 3K gold lead on your Zeri and a 2K gold lead on your Gnar, the mid-game feels pretty solved for Excel.
I will say, we've seen XL throw leads like this.
We've seen them throw bigger leads than this,
Yes,
to be fair.
against Mad Lions, game 3, they had a
7K.
or was it game 2? I think game 2.
Yeah.
They had a massive lead, and then they just kept making fumbles. They kept over-aggressing, getting caught off, and that allowed Mad Lions to scale back into the game. Admittedly, they did have a Sivir, so that scaling late game team fight was a little bit different compared to the context of what we have now.
A Sivir who got to stand still and auto-attack a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So context is a little bit different, but the point still stands that XL do make these mistakes, and they need to clean that performance up if they want to close out this game against Fnatic.
And especially, as we say, with the composition that they have, like, this is definitely one that relies on, hey, we want to try and use Peach and Abbedagge to get these quick picks, to set up fights nice and easy for Patrik. And at least with Patrik having that massive lead, team fights do become substantially easier. But it's still going to be a tough one if they do end up fumbling a couple of these plays, because, again, Noah and Humanoid poke is going to be so obnoxious to deal with if Fnatic have control and have tempo in this game.
Definitely the case. For now, though, if Excel have the vision control, it's so much harder for Fnatic to find that vision setup, to find angles to poke here as Limit and Peach ready to go on the top side of the map. Speed up coming in as Limit gonna find the stun onto Oscarinin. Trymbi now looking to follow up as well. Tower will get taken down. Patrik now kicking off the fight. He's gonna pop the ultimate immediately now, just trying to keep this one up. Humanoid on the backside. Eyes on the Zeri. Can he take Patrik out of the fight immediately? The stun comes through. Humanoid now gonna be in trouble. Abbedagge running for the hills. A clean fight for Excel thus far, but Noah looking to make the difference. However, 2 carries have already turned their attentions to him, and the Kai'Sa is not enough. It's a triple for Patrik. He's looking to make it a quadra. Can he get all 5? Flashing in. He wants one more. Oscar will not give it to him. Quadra for Patrik on the top side of the map.
Patrik shows mercy to the top laner of Fnatic as he walks away with a quadra kill, and XL are snowballing this game out of control.
I mean, is it mercy or go and tell others what has happened in this place? Because, my God, like, Patrik is a man possessed right now. I mean, the guy wants to make sure that he has his chance to get into the World's qualifying series, because with a performance like this, it is absolutely spectacular. Limit and Peach underneath the tower set him up beautifully.
And we look at the minimap, the collapses from the teams are so important, and the TP then comes in from Abbedagge, along with Humanoids as well. He comes in from the flank that looks good initially, but he gets chain CC'd. The damage is good enough that they pick him off initially, and then this gives Patrik the space to start closing out kill after kill, rather. Noah, he trades his life for a support, which is a little bit questionable. Maybe he thought he could do more, but ends up giving another kill over to Patrik, and to add insult to injury, as you rightly said, he tells Oscarinin.
There you go, that's a Zeri damage graph.
Yeah.
That's the one I was expecting. There it is.
Let others know what happened on this day.
Yeah, Zeri did twice as much damage as the entirety of Fnatic.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just a certified Zeri moment there. But well played overall from Excel. Again, credit to Peach as well for holding his ult as long as he did. He could have just thrown it into the face of one of the tankier members of Fnatic, but made sure to have it up and available to peel Humanoid off. And now, Excel with their second Herald very easily going to get this collapse in on the tier 2 tower. Fnatic cannot afford to step up here, and one of the big downsides of their composition is their wave clear is trash. It is so hard for them to stop Excel from sieging.
Pressure from XL is good. They need to just not overstay their welcome. They'll get the second charge off. And they need to now consider a reset. Well, actually, they're still pretty healthy. They have a lot still available. Patrik, no summoner spells. His positioning is going to be crucial. Trymbi does have the flash. Nice charm.
Charm. So much damage down on Trymbi, forcing the ultimate out. Fnatic, the window of opportunity to fight is closing very quickly. Once that ult fades away, Trymbi is so damn squishy.
Also, the fact that Trymbi's out of the equation now makes the engage really difficult, because yes, Razork can maybe land a Q, but the follow-up isn't really there without Trymbi actually getting that headbutt pulverize combo afterwards. So opens up Excel to be that little bit more aggressive. That backed off though. They're happy to just send Abbedagge into the spot side. They're just going to try and get those waves in check. And now you reset. Baron is going to be up. We're approaching that 20-minute mark. But if you can start to get vision control now for the Soul that's up, for Baron that's up, that's where Excel can then start to look for these quick picks that could help solidify this win for them.
I'm starting to get the feeling, gentlemen, that this Rell pick may be the determining factor in this series.
Well, it seems like a good champion.
It
I don't know
does
how
seem
we
like
could
it.
have known that before
How
this
could we
series.
have?
Hard to say, but in this series, certainly would appear to be quite powerful.
Yep, it's definitely having its presence felt. But again, I also want to give a lot of credit to Peach. He's been involved in 10 of their 12 kills. Of course, a lot of the kills have come off the back of team fights, but he kind of got the ball rolling as he needs to for XL. He was able to find those quick kills in the bot side of the map. He was able to help Abbedagge come back in the mid lane after dying to an early gank. And now his engages are going to be crucial when paired up alongside Limit. He's in a bit of danger right now. Should be safe enough, though, to clear out this ward. And look at the side lanes. Top lane Abbedagge is pushing. In the bot lane, Odoamne doing the exact same thing, and XL just kind of playing divide and conquer right now. They're pinging the bot tower, they see an opportunity, and maybe this can bait Fnatic away to open up for a potential Baron.
Zeri quite strong. Baron time isn't the fastest, but is still pretty solid. Odoamne, a difficult man to lock down or lock up. They'd have to commit a lot of resources to get him off the bottom side of the map, but he's not going to stick around for too long. Happy to just force Oscarinin to respond to him. And XL. Eyes on the prize here, eyes on the Baron. Fnatic know this one is coming. Oscar has TP, let's see. How disciplined are XL here? Do they want to risk the 50-50, or are they just going to keep this one going until they can force the TP out?
Odoamne just about to hit Mega Gnar, so if you're going to go XL, this is the time to do it.
XL, whiff on the engage from Limit is big. TP now coming in, Oscar and TPing to Daisy there. Trymbi hitting some skills on the backside. Instantly the disengage now comes out, that's the follow-up acceleration gate, not going to amount to much. Engage not really connecting either. I'm going to be honest. Both teams pretty happy that nothing came of that. That's all it takes. Instantly he goes down. Oh, it was a bait. The start was terrible from both sides, but when it mattered, Fnatic found their man. Patrik out of the equation. Noah looking for the follow-up. Oscar over the wall.
He needs to be careful. Don't overcommit for that play, but wow, what a skill shot from Razork. He finds his target. They lock him down.
Caught out too. XL are just funneling gold into Fnatic, just throwing their advantage away.
What is it with game twos and XL? What is it with these? The fact that XL now just need to make a hero spawn.
He's got the smite.
Charm, Oscar locked up. Orbit Deception does okay damage. Trymbi not gonna have it. No, knocks him into the pit. He goes back out. Blast Cone. Can he make it out to safety? Waiting on that blast cone as long as possible. Oscar gonna pull him back. Peach now in the middle of nowhere. They just need to burn the objective down to Abbedagge. There is no way you can take this one away. Orbit Deception will not be enough. Objective bounty claimed by Fnatic, and a 10k gold lead halved in an instant.
Limit looking for something.
Patrik looking for a bit of redemption. One kill already now chasing down Razork. Getting the autos in, slowly but surely the E cooldown getting lower and lower. Now we can look to chase. They might just be able to wipe all
the
of
Zeri is
Fnatic
gaming,
off the map.
Drakos.
The Zeri is the only champion that matters right now. Humanoid trying to make sure that they can get out to safety. Peach now going to be in trouble. Shock Blast not going to connect. Limit now going in. Patrik going to find his moment of redemption. 2 down. Looking for one more as Limit will fall, and it's an ace for XL.
What the hell just happened? How do you manage to entirely throw that game away as XL, come all the way back out onto the map, and immediately get the ace of Fnatic, and then somehow you get all the towers that you want?
We started with both teams whiffing every skill shot imaginable, into Razork hitting the best skill shot possible,
Yep.
them getting the Baron, and then all getting just Zeri'd. They just got Zeri'd all over.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good summary, actually.
Thank
really
you.
Good. Yeah, you're on fire today, Drakos.
I'm trying to piece it together myself. So that was what happened, right?
Well, let's have a look back at the replay. It starts off, well, actually, this is the second half of the fight.
Yeah,
so
because first they whiffed everything.
Yeah,
this is the good half.
A lot of things were not up. Then Patrik falls. XL is immediately on retreat duty. Frustration on the face of Patrik. He was surprised that he got caught by that. Of course, didn't have the cleanse available this time round, running the Ghost. Oh, we don't even get to see the Baron, and the chase down that happens
Soul,
afterwards.
by the way. They have Soul.
Oh, yeah, okay,
they got
happens.
Ocean Soul.
But I'm sure the analyst desk after this will give us a nice long breakdown.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
Explain that one.
Yeah, we'll leave that one to the team backstage.
There you go. You got us, gang. Break that one down. So, the good news is, Fnatic...
For who?
For Fnatic is they denied Excel the opportunity to get the Baron.
That's a glass half full take. I like it.
That is a glass half full take. The downside is Patrik is still ludicrously fed.
Yep.
Limit just leapt in, giving them an opportunity to fire back, but they cannot capitalize on what was a very risky move from Limit because there's an Ocean Soul and an 816 Zeri.
Yeah. The Zeri is what some would describe as a problem. Oh, no, that's a lot of damage.
No, Humanoid now backing up. Abbedagge looking to find the ball. The Charm going to connect onto Oscar. Oscar immediately gone. He is not nearly tanky enough to walk up like that. And Excel just keeping the siege going, keeping the pressure going. They don't need a Baron buff to push in. Charm going to go a little bit wide. Maybe they can take out Abbedagge. Abbedagge now throwing one back. No one needs to make it out to safety. Running for his life here. Patrik still in touch on the backside. Trymbi barely walking away for now, but will get burned down in the end by Limit's Ignite. Eyes on the prize for Excel. They have a wave here. They should just be able to close it out. 30 seconds left on Trymbi, 20 on Oscarinin. Do they have the confidence to just push and close to bring us to a game 3, to tie the score up? So, keeping it going. Humanoid off to the side. Patrik now stepping up. Humanoid will just get taken down. Gnar back into the wall. No on the backside. The last one left standing. They just don't have the wave clear. They don't have enough members left. Excel fumbled a bit around the Baron, but will find their win in an instant. Do they want to take the fight as well? They most certainly do, but Odoamne keeping his eyes on the prize. He is not here to mess around. That Gnar wants to go to Worlds. Oh, no. But it's falling apart. Abbedagge stepping forward. Patrik continuing to step forward. They have Ocean Soul. It is not enough. They will not throw. They will find their win. The score now tied 1-1.
It's a game of throw and catch, and this time XL are able to hold on to it. The fact that they had Ocean Soul actually so clutch in the end. I mean, when you're sieging against the Jayce and a Kai'Sa who want to try and poke you out, you're healing so much, and then that last fight got a little bit dicey, but they are able to close it out in the end.
I'm just saying, guys, if you just kind of look at the final scoreboard, it's a 25-minute win, 22 kills to 8, 9k gold lead for XL, a one-sided stop, right? We can just cut the...
And that's why when you want to do analysis, you just look at the final scoreboard and the pick and pick.
The KDAs, the final scoreboard, that's all you need. Context doesn't matter. I mean, naturally, there's going to be question marks around how XL is looking right now. Overall, the positives to take away are, number one, Peach is doing a great job in the early game. They're finding advantages, they get a win, and they're keeping this series interesting.
And essentially, at the end of the day, stomp for Fnatic in Game 1, if you want to oversimplify it. A stomp for Excel in Game 2. Again, if you want to oversimplify it, we'll see who can come out on top in Game 3. For now, we're going to send it to a quick break. When we return, the analyst desk talks about whatever they want, not specifically that one fight.
No, do it.
But do that fight.
Do that fight. Do it.
That fight.
Dare you.
Do the fight.